there, Maria here. Today I have a special guest. This is Janet. She used to live in Edmonton, but she comes all the way from Germany, which is really fun. Like, you come about twice a year. So we met through the channel, and she is another one of my amazing fragrance friends who absolutely loves perfume.
Yes. Much to my family's dismay.
To me, she's got a very unique sense of style with her fragrances. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like you kind of lean towards the unisex more.
Totally.
So. Yeah.
Yes. I think I'm much more in that unisex space. I think you're pulling me more into that girly universe.
Yeah.
I think, which is great. If I look at my collection as a whole, I think I've got a lot more fragrances in that unisex space than on the either side, the girly side or the manly side.
Yeah, I agree. And what I love about Janet, being she's in Germany, she's had, well, I don't know if it's just because she's been in Germany. That's what I'm going to say. But she's had a lot of opportunity to try out some really cool brands. So we're going to be talking specifically about Etat Libre d'Orange. Is that correct?
Etat Libre d'Orange. This is one of my favorite brands. It is, I kind of almost feel a little guilty talking about Etat Libre d'Orange because it's kind of a gateway drug to the niche area, because they are relatively affordable niche. You know, I think most when we start out, we try to look more in that affordable space and the designer space. Anything we can get our hands on and try is always very good too. And you see people talking about these niche brands. Eldo, I think, is a lot, maybe like Mancera is another one of those brands. Right. They're relatively affordable. You can get, I checked on Fragrance Buy before we did this. You can get sometimes a 100ml bottle for under $100 Canadian on
which
Fragrance
is
Buy.
Honestly better than a designer price tag these days.
Designers are so expensive right now. Yeah.
And the cool thing about these is that they're going to be unique. So you're seeing something that's kind of unique, a little bit different. And Janet was good enough to bring her, like, she has this huge, let's show it. It's a very cool discovery kit.
Beautiful discovery kit with 20 perfumes to sample, just a little 2ml sample, so enough, and they perform well enough that you can test that. Yeah. Right? They change the contents of this from time to time. So it was actually missing a couple that I wanted to try. And this is readily available in Europe. I think I got it for €50 with free shipping from France to Germany. I don't know how it works in North America, but I do know you can buy their fragrances on Fragrance Buy and probably on FragranceNet, and I don't know where else.
Well, perfumeonline.ca as well is excellent.
Eldo is generally readily available.
And what is Eldo?
Etat Libre d'Orange. Sorry, that's otherwise known as Eldo. Otherwise known as Etat Libre d'Orange. Yeah, and it's a brand that is known for their quirky names for their fragrances, shall we say.
Big time quirky.
And they're also quirky in their ingredients. So there is something, I like them because they're not just niche, because they're not in that designer space because of, you know, the people who run them and they only make perfumes. They are niche-y in the sense that they're not terribly mainstream. So a lot of them are very, very wearable, and they have good performance. So I think they're actually a good, or on my me at least, they have good performance. So I think they're actually a good brand to talk about.
And good bang for your buck.
Good bang for your buck, and no one else will smell like you.
Okay, so what we decided to do, because the video would get too long, is we're going to talk about 10 or 12 of her favorite from the 20-piece kit. And I think a couple of extras. So
this is You or Someone Like You. This is perhaps their best seller, I think, at the moment.
Okay.
This is perfectly unisex. This is a summer freshie. And if you like a mint note, this has a really nice mint note off the top. And it's actually got really good performance, and the citruses actually last a little longer. It's got grapefruit, bergamot, right? It's got some rose, but that mint note for me really stands out off the top and the mid. And it's just a musky base. So it's a really nice option in the high heat in the summer, and I get about 6 hours of performance out of this one. So freshie, it does really well, and that's a really big seller right now, and you can find that at a lot of discounters. This one,
I really like the mint. I get some lemon. I like the greenness. Yeah, that's really pretty. It's fresh, but it's not like sea breezy. It's just clean and fresh.
Clean and fresh.
And easy to wear in the heat.
Yeah, and it's not, there's nothing in there that's really overtly masculine. So I think it's a really good unisex option if you're looking for a freshie.
Very green.
A good one. Yeah.
But very minty, like bordering on toothpaste minty. But I think it would settle down.
I think so. I think it's, to me, it goes a little bit away from that toothpastey thing. Like it's very, to me, it tastes more like when I put mint leaves in my water or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I actually really love mint in a fragrance.
And actually, I think that's a great gift idea too.
Yeah.
For a guy, because if he doesn't like it, you can wear it. So, you know, people always asking about gift ideas. That's a good one. Another one that has been around for a while, it's also a very big seller. It's called Fat Electrician, Semi-Modern Vetiver.
Fat Electrician.
So I have quite a few full bottles from this collection because, like I said, they're kind of a gateway drug, but they are available in 30, 50, and 100 ml.
Okay, that smells like a fat electrician.
That's a vetiver, but it's a beautiful vetiver to me. It's not too smoky. It's not too earthy. It's really right down the middle.
This is freaking sexy.
Yeah, it is good.
Holy crap.
It's one of my favorite vetivers, actually. But when you keep it on, like, we're not going to be able to get to the dry down here because we're gonna, you know, we got to keep moving. It's lovely. It has a lovely sweetness. It's not quite gourmandy. I'll have to check the notes. I'm not exactly sure what's in the base. I'm pretty sure there's some vanilla in there.
Oh, there's
vanilla,
whipped cream.
marron glacé. So that's like, what is that? That's chestnuts, glazed chestnuts.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, yeah.
That sounds nice. Yeah. Marron
Is that
glacé.
what it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Olive leaf. You're good. I guess this is as good as mine on that one. And whipped cream.
Ah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does have a touch of smokiness, I think, but it's not. I mean, I've smelled a lot smokier vetivers than those. I think those are a lot harder to wear. But vetiver is definitely the thing you're going to get off the top.
Okay, first of all, there's something about it that reminds me of Suma Oriental from Une Amourette.
Really?
Okay, smell it. Do you notice that at all or no?
A spiciness of something, but what's that coming from?
I don't know, but it
Is
smells
it the
a little bit.
Is it the myrrh?
Oh, it could be.
There's some myrrh in there. Because to me, it reminds me of another Une Amourette.
It
reminds me of Mr. Vetiver a little bit, but that one's spicier and thicker.
See, unfortunately, because the name is Big Fat Electrician, all I can think of is butt crack.
Butt cleavage, or what do you call it?
I just call it butt crack. What do people
call it? Plumber butt in Germany.
Plumber butt?
Yep, no pull.
Actually, butt cleavage is good. I like that.
What are they? There's another term for it. I don't know.
That is really good. Okay, I'm excited to try that later. Yeah.
So this is Jasmine cigarettes, and this is tobacco and jasmine, and it is kind of an ashtray.
Oh, I love it.
It is kind of an ashtray tobacco, which is not my kind of tobacco. You know, they got the kind of sweet tobacco, pipe tobacco, or you know, really comforting. This is not comforting. This is
sexy.
This is
totally.
This is 11:30 at the pub, and you are one of the last girls there.
Your clothes are kind of on.
This is Friday night at the Commercial Hotel. This is like, yeah.
Oh, like I love it.
Do you like? Because I don't like ashtray.
I kind of like ashtray.
You like ashtray? Okay.
Have you smelled my ylang ylang espresso?
Yes, that's going a little bit in that direction. But to me, this is even more ashtray. But I love the jasmine in it. This is the thing.
Well, I don't normally like jasmine. Like straight up jasmine to me smells too heady, too floral.
Yeah.
Ugh, you know,
you get that kind of indolic jasmine. This is not that indolic jasmine.
This is just sexy.
I
love it.
This is very feminine. Although I think a guy could pull this off. It gets a little sweeter on the dry down. Like you get more jasmine and less ashtray.
Right.
On the dry down. So this is the typical Eldo. This is like, who thinks of this? Yeah,
and I love it, but it's definitely like I wouldn't consider it the most wearable fragrance. The Fat Electrician. The Fat Electrician, to me, that's wearable.
Oh, totally. Yes.
But this one is like you have to not mind the cigarette ashtray.
That ashtray, you have to enjoy that ashtray. But I think even if you don't love the ashtray note but you do okay with tobacco, I think it's worth trying. Definitely not a blind buy.
Yes.
Yeah, but worth a try. So this is Archives 69. This is also one which is often discounted.
Okay.
This is Archives 69, I think, is the address of Eldo's headquarters in Paris. And I've never been there, but I've heard that if you go there, this is what it smells like. The store smells like this fragrance. And to me, this is a non-incensey incense fragrance. Okay. So incense is a big part in this. But remember how we always talk about, like, I love the idea of incense, but every time we spray an incense fragrance, it's like...
Yeah.
And it's just too much. This to me, is not too much. And you can wear it in the summer. It's a little weird.
It felt a lot more potent than the other ones, for starters.
Okay.
And it instantly caught me right here. So this
not a good start with
this is not for me.
It's got that camphorous note. Maybe that is...
Well, I like that smell though. Yeah. Like I'd huff Vicks. I had back in junior high and high school, in my pencil case, I had those little Vicks nasal things.
Yeah,
I would just basically take it off, stick it up the nostril, and sniff like. Like this, I loved
What else
it.
is in Vicks? Is it like eucalyptus and stuff too?
Probably,
Like,
but I'm sure it was like,
the
I don't know if it was
nostrils?
camphorous. Okay, this isn't for me,
Okay.
but I find it interesting.
It's very interesting. It's another one you may want to smell again once it's dried down.
Yeah.
But it's kind of an odd mix of things. I really love the mandarin with pink pepper in the opening.
Right.
To me, that's really nice. A nice sweetness from the pink pepper plus the juicy sweetness from the mandarin. That's great. I'm not getting much plum. And
I get the orange.
And it's a nice incense. It's not too smoky. It's not too over the top. Are you getting the incense?
Yeah.
It's just not for you, eh?
It ain't mine, baby.
Oh,
But
I don't wear it a lot, but I wear it sometimes in the summer. Like I think about it like an incense in the summer when it's kind of cool out in the evenings and stuff. I actually think this is kind of nice.
I find this somehow comforting feeling, but it bothers my head.
Oh yeah, no, that's not good. The next one I would take maybe is Tom of Finland.
Tom of Finland. I love the names on these.
It's now been rebranded as Clean Suede.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why did they change the name? I wonder.
Well, I think they may have had something to do with having them to pay Tom of Finland's estate to use his name.
Oh,
he was a like a comic book kind of a male erotic comic book author. He was a Finnish guy, Tom of Finland, and there's actually a really good Finnish movie about this I watched with my students. And this is a leather fragrance.
Okay.
So you've got that sort of, that leather look.
So a little bit of
Tom
BDSM kind of idea?
A little bit of BDSM kind of thing.
Well, I'm all over that.
And I was like, this is going to be a crazy, animalic leather.
Yeah.
It's not. It is one of the most wearable,
I'm so
lovely
excited.
leathers. And this is the thing about Aldo. Sometimes the more provocative the name, actually the more wearable the fragrance. Like the less afraid I am of it to try them now. And this dries down.
I love it.
Isn't it nice? It's such a nice, And it's now been rebranded as Clean Suede. So
that
if
is
you can,
freaking
I do
awesome.
not know if it has been reformulated. This is the thing. I don't know anyone who's tried. I haven't really looked for a video, but somebody trying maybe suede. Clean Suede and Tom of Finland side by side, but I've not heard that they've been reformulated. I assume it will be the same idea though. It's not a terribly complex fragrance to me. It's like leather and vanilla.
Yeah, like it says it has aldehydes, lemon.
Now that explains why it's so light wearing too. Maybe
it does smell clean. It smells sexy. To me it smells like licorice and leather.
Okay. Oh, let me smell that one.
I think they should make a perfume with licorice and leather.
It's got birch and pine. Yeah. Right. I think that gives it maybe a little bit more masculine touch. But when it dries down, it's not masculine at all. It's like vanilla and suede with a little woody touch.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Different. I was absolutely terrified of this fragrance when I first got my set to try it out. Right. And I thought, it's gonna be really crazy. I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be like Gucci Guilty Absolute for men. Okay. Which is like leather and patchouli and just unbelievably Ali Malik. Not at all. Quite the opposite. Huh. Yes. That one's on my wish list.
Oh, so you don't have that one?
I don't have that one. That's on my... Because I tend to look for... I buy a lot of my bottles off eBay, partial bottles. Yeah, so...
Okay, so this is what I'm so excited about. In Germany, or maybe it's just Europe, the eBay, you can get things... Like, it's a huge thing there, is it not?
It's a huge thing buying used perfume. Yeah, you can, and I've often bought like bundles of people have like 3 or 4 partial bottles and they just want to get rid of them. Right. And you get super cheap, and it's not a problem to send perfume within the EU, at least not within Germany or to Italy or France or something. I've never had a problem because you guys were talking about how this is actually illegal to do this in Canada.
Well, I didn't know it was illegal to send through Canada, but it's definitely
illegal to send it over the border. Yeah. But within the EU, I don't think it's a problem. And postage is relatively reasonable, and we have tracking with DHL, so things work really quickly. When I grew up with Canada Post, it was pretty hopeless. I don't know what it's like these days.
It's horrible and expensive.
So, horrible and expensive. Yeah, and now it's in Germany. It's we pay €5 within Germany for a package and with tracking, and it's usually there the next day.
Oh yeah, for us it's like close to 20.
So the next one is from a collaboration with Tilda Swinton, the actor, and it's called Like This. And this is a cozy fall fragrance. It has a pumpkin note. It's you're out in the woods with your dogs in the fall for a walk. You're wearing tweed.
I'm all over that. And I love tweed.
And rubber boots. This is looking like the English countryside already, you can tell.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and I wear this in the fall a lot in the evening.
Okay, so far, this is my favorite.
Okay, so this has got pumpkin, this has got immortelle.
Okay.
Right? You've got tangerine, you've got something, a little bit of citrus. I'm not getting a lot of citrus there, but there's also ginger. Are you getting any of the ginger? Because that's what that pumpkin is. Really nice.
Hold
that's
it.
Very fall.
Give it to me. I want to spray it on me.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Okay, that one I love.
And it doesn't have beastly projection or anything. It's really nice.
I get the ginger.
Okay.
I get that ginger.
Yeah. Because I wasn't getting that on the paper at all. It's so right. Yeah, okay, on your skin I'm getting the ginger. There's some heliotrope in there. A touch of neroli, but I don't really get the neroli, and some rose.
And what's this one called? Tilda Swan?
Just Tilda Swinton, like this.
Who's Tilda Swinton?
You don't know who Tilda Swinton is?
No. Is she famous?
Yes, very.
Who? What does she do?
She has been, my favorite movie with her is Orlando. That's like 25 years old, probably that picture. She was in some of those Coen Brothers movies, I think, like with Burn After Reading and stuff like that. But she's more of an artsy film. Like, she's not like a Julia Roberts kind of figure.
She's into the weird stuff.
It's more.
Okay, I really love this one. It's very unique. It's cozy and it feels a little bit gourmand.
Yep.
But it's not typical. So it's like nothing I've smelt before. And it's not like your major sweet ooey gooey gourmand, which seems to be so popular right now. This one's really complex. Actually, that's what I find about all these compositions so far, is that they're relatively complex. Even if they have simple, they're out of the box.
They're out of the box. Most of them aren't linear either. They do something.
Okay, that's cool.
They change a little bit going down. And this one is interesting because there isn't a lot of, you said it's borderline gourmand. There isn't really a lot of sweetness in there. There's some heliotrope, there's some ginger, and there's some mandarin. I think it's that mandarin that's maybe carrying that sweetness.
Well, and it smells almost savory. It smells like almost a slightly sweet soup. Which doesn't sound appetizing.
You're really selling this.
I've ruined it. But do you know what I mean? Like slightly sweet soup.
Yeah, okay. But it's so
a pumpkin
cozy.
chowder.
A pumpkin chowder.
I don't know.
I'm not going to get that out of my head now with the chowder. Okay, we're coming to my top 5. This one is a bit pricier. This one you probably wouldn't find at a discounter for much less than 120 Canadian, I think.
But
it's still not too
really good.
Still not too bad. I bought a partial bottle. Somebody let it go for like 60 euros.
Oh wow!
And almost full. This is an enormous.
I already love
fragrance.
It.
Yeah, it's.
This is the one that you don't like wearing with your family.
This is the one that's just a bit. It's really big. It's really strong. It's a beautiful, beautiful rose. I'm not a rose fragrance person, but this is one I really love. It's got some bergamot. Okay, Turkish rose, cacao, and woodsy notes, and the cacao comes through after about 15-20 minutes, and you get it's not like a chocolate milk cacao. It's not terribly sweet. It's a very dry cacao note, and that with the rose is the story of this fragrance.
Yeah, I just think that's beautiful.
It's borderline gourmand. I have nothing else that smells like this in my collection, and I love wearing it for a big occasion.
What it smells like to me is a fairly, I just imagine a little bit of an older queen. Very stately, very opulent, very proper, but huge, almost larger than life. I think it's gorgeous.
It is absolutely gorgeous. And it performs, it's not, if I sprayed it on, this is going to go for 12 hours. And it was projecting really, really, really strongly for the first 2 hours. But it actually tones down a lot after the first hour or so. And it's really nice. You'll get a good 4 to 6 hours out of this. So this one I wear we have a big Thanksgiving dinner kind of thing.
Yes.
That
I agree.
sort of,
Special
I'm
occasion.
The hostess, it's not something I would wear
brownstone
when I'm teaching, right?
Yeah, that one's really great. Oh, and I'm an idiot. Did you just see what I did?
Spray it over top of what you had on before?
No, I haven't sprayed it, but I smelled this instead of the fragrance. Give
me
the fragrance. I want to spray it on me. No, I want to spray that one on. I'm excited.
But see, look at this. Look at these samples. I've used this myself. We just use 1 or 2 sprays. I mean, you really get to know the fragrance before you buy them, and you can also find these samples used on eBay and stuff for a couple bucks if you want to just try one of them and you don't want to get the big the big discovery kit.
Yeah. It's so crazy because on the skin, it instantly doesn't smell as huge.
I know when I walk around the house with it, I keep getting these wafts. I'm like, wait, who smells so good?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
But I am a rose fan.
Okay, yeah. So this is I'm not a huge rose fan, but this is one of the ones I really, really love. I got a few rose perfumes I really love, and this is one of them. So
yeah, very nice.
Okay, so the next one is I Am Trash, Les Feux de Déchets.
Flowers of garbage.
Flowers of garbage. And the story behind this is upcycling. So if I've understood it correctly, they're making the perfume from things that have been discarded. So sort of overripe apples.
Oh,
and I
okay.
think even sort of byproducts from fragrances, from the making of fragrances that they've reused.
Okay.
Sort of thing. The notes are apple.
Okay, I can definitely smell the apple.
ISOE Super. I don't know how you do with that. It's not crazy.
Juliet has the gun ones.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Unui Nomad fine. This one's fine.
Okay, great. Akigala wood, which is kind of has a patchouli-ish kind of lightness,
It
but
doesn't...
a patchouli-ish, a woodiness.
So the Akigala wood that Mugler uses, I'm not a huge fan of, but this one doesn't smell the same.
Where's the Akigala wood in there?
They have it in Angel Muse.
Really?
They have it in Angel Nova. They have it in a lot of their fragrances.
Okay, yeah.
And I like Angel
yeah.
Muse. Nova, I'm giving away, but do you want it?
You've tried hard.
Do you?
I'll smell it later.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Yeah, I know you've tried so hard with Angel Nova, but Angel Muse I love.
Yeah, so do I.
I love everything. I love the way the bottle slides into my purse. I love everything about it. Okay, so Akigala wood, rose sandalwood.
Okay.
And Atlas cedar. This is a lovely, bright, kind of flirtatious. This is a little bit girlier than the others. Mm-hmm. It has a bit of a shampoo-y feel. Yeah. And that way it reminds me a little bit, like if you like Juliet has a gun fragrances, like Pear Ink.
Yeah.
And what's the Magnolia one? Magnolia Bliss. Yeah. And stuff. I think you really enjoy this one. So it does have a bit of a shampoo-y vibe. It's a bit more mass appealing, I think, than the other ones.
Yes, and
I wear it all
clean.
The time.
Yeah, this is an easy reach, clean fragrance.
Totally.
This would not be my pick, out of the as far as what I've smelt so far, because I just don't like clean.
Right. Okay.
I'm not a huge clean fan. Depends, but this, I do like it. So if this would be a fragrance that I would comment on if I smelt it on you and gave you a hug. Right. I go, oh, you smell good. Yeah. Because I always enjoy smelling this on other people, but I don't like wearing it myself.
Okay, yeah, because I'm totally sold on that apple note. Yeah. On this.
Yeah,
and it makes
totally
it so,
get it.
And people seem to really like it. So this is a much more mass appealing one, I think.
Yeah.
And I think a bit more feminine leaning than the others that we've had so far. They're pretty much all straight.
I agree.
Unisex.
I think a guy could definitely wear that.
Oh,
but I
think it'd be amazing.
Yeah, but I do think that for the most part, it's more feminine leaning than the rest.
Do you have any men watching your channel?
I have 10% men.
Oh wow, guys, try these. Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, I think there's some. I think that leans a little feminine, but if a guy pulled,
actually when a guy puts on a slight, I actually find it really sexy, slightly feminine leaning fragrance on a guy. I actually like that.
You gotta have.
Why am I doing this?
You gotta have.
No, you really like it.
No, you gotta have confidence to pull it off though.
Yeah, I agree.
You gotta just go for it. Yeah, but then it's fantastic. And apropos sexy. Okay, this is one that I am actually kind of on the fence about. But my husband loves this fragrance on me so much. I swear to God, the man chasing me around the house when I put this on. This is Putain de Palace.
Okay. I love it when she talks with her accent. Love it. That's like straight up floral, basically.
Yeah, but it's got a little bit of naughtiness in it. There's a little bit of animalic, especially when you first put it on. And then it gets softer and a bit, not marshmallowy. It doesn't get too sweet.
I like it.
It's really nice. If you like...
Powdery, a little bit powdery.
If you like, I think, which is it? Oh, there's one from Carner Barcelona that people really like. That reminds me a little bit of this one. It's a little bit...
Sexy?
A little bit sexy off the top. And then it gets a little bit more... although I'm usually passed out by the dry down, so I don't know what the dry down is like on this one.
Okay, bring up the notes. I'm curious. Yeah. And how do you say this in English?
That's true. I don't know what we're allowed to say on YouTube. Palace happiness worker?
Weird. A nighttime worker.
A happiness worker of the night.
I like that.
The palace happiness worker of the night. It is boudoir appropriate.
Your man just gets right into this one, eh?
He just loves this one.
Wow.
And this has got violet. It's supposed to have a touch of leather. I don't get a lot of leather in that, though. Powdery notes, violet, leather, and musk. And
it's very powdery.
The sweetness is coming from amber and some mandarin orange.
Okay.
We're getting a lot of mandarin orange, I realize, as we go through these. They're known a lot for their leather, for a certain musk that they use, I think, but I'm starting to see a pattern with this mandarin orange as the sweetness that is in a lot of these. And I love things that have a little bit of sweetness. I'm not a gourmand lover generally, the sweet ones, but
this one I would consider a little bit more feminine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this is.
I get powder. It smells like
it's
I think
powdery.
I think of a little bit of purpliness, but yeah, I think white lace and leather, kind of ideal, like kind of a mixture. Yeah, it's kind of naughty. Yeah, it's naughty in a very powdery way.
It's naughty in a kind of, but a kind of innocent, not like an overt.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry.
No, no, not that. But like what it makes me think of is like in the like 1700s.
Yeah,
historical romance with the woman, and she's wearing like a white lace something, and the guy's wearing leather and just got off his horse. That's what, but I don't smell tons of the leather.
No,
I smell mainly the female.
It's so powdery. I think this is the most powdery fragrance I have in my collection too. So it's
really interesting.
Again, not a safe blind buy. I really think this should be tested first, but
I agree.
And it's okay because it's like I don't really wear fragrances that powdery, but my husband just loves it. So this is kind of my after when you have like a nice shower in the evening.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, Lily of the Valley. Maybe that's difficult for me too.
Powdery too.
That's powdery too. And that's not. I don't get along with Lily of the Valley a lot of time in fragrances.
Yeah.
Same. Well,
I don't mind a little bit of Lily of the Valley, but I do actually enjoy this. But it's not like a fragrance that you'd want to wear all the time. No. This is for specific reasons.
It settles down though a bit. Like
does it? Okay.
I think it does settle down. Like I said, I can't really remember the dry down too well from this one, but it's.
I love that. Okay.
So that was Putain de Palace.
Okay, that one.
And now we're getting to my top two, or at least my two most worn.
Cool.
So these are dent-based recommendations now.
Okay.
So the next one, this is my second most worn. This is La Fin du Monde, the end of the world.
Love it.
This is an iris. Iris is the star here, but this is famous, this fragrance, of course, because the PR came out and they want to be really profit. It has notes of popcorn and gunpowder. La Fin du Monde, I think some people were saying they think it's like you're watching a movie about the end of the world. My take on this was a little bit darker.
Okay.
It's like, you know how we're all so caught up in our entertainment with death scrolling and everything, and we're so busy being entertained that we're not even noticing that the world is ending.
I love it.
So we're sitting there eating our popcorn and the world is ending around us. But anyways, the popcorn note is pretty, and when this warms up on the skin,
I need to put this on me.
Oh man, this is one of my coziest fragrances. I wore this all winter to work. Compliments galore, which I didn't think when I first got it.
I love this.
But I don't know, the way it warms up on my skin, maybe it's a skin cancer, the way it warms up on my skin, it just really works for me.
I get lots of the gunpowder off the top.
Yeah. Oh.
But
it's amazing. I have nothing else like this.
Have you smelled the gunpowder in Flower Bomb Nectar?
No. But I've heard from a couple. Were you talking about this?
I've talked about it
once.
It
was being really good.
It's a very, very sweet and very, very girly, but then that gunpowder is kind of sexy.
That's awesome.
But this,
iris.
I have to have this one.
Okay, we were talking about how we kind of struggle with iris a little bit, and then we had that kryptonite. To me, that's like a softer, really easy wear. This is a little bit more out there. This to me, and I get so many compliments on this, so I think it does project a fair bit. I get 6 hours out of it. I get a solid 6 hours out of it. It's actually really good performance. This also, popcorn, gunpowder, carrot seeds.
Okay.
Iris. Iris is the star of the show here, I think. Sesame. I think that maybe is more part of the coziness I think I'm getting from this. Styrax, black pepper, ambrette, musk mallow, cumin. I'm not getting any cumin. I'm not getting any sweaty man here. Sandalwood, vetiver, and freesia. I think the
love
sandalwood
this.
in the base. Yeah.
Like it's just gorgeous.
And I have nothing else that smells like this.
I've got to smell my pumpkin one now.
How's it doing?
It smells like pumpkin soup, like a pumpkin chowder.
Yeah.
That's the rose.
That's the leather. Oh, that's the rose. That's the rose.
That's really beautiful.
Nobody talks about. I've never seen anybody talk about this.
I have to get it.
I've seen a couple people do like Eldo house reviews and lists. I don't think I've ever seen anybody talk about it.
It's so freaking amazing. If you're an Iris fan, it's a must-have.
Absolutely.
If you're an Iris fan, To me, this is a blind buy safe, honestly. But it is amazing.
And this one was kind of hard to find for a little while, but no, I've seen it at discounters recently. So I think it's gotten easier to find, and I'm pretty sure they have it at like Fragrance Buy.
And my question to you is, do you consider that clean smelling? Is
No.
your nose cold or is it just wet?
I'm a Cocker Spaniel. Okay, I was hanging out with your dogs too long there.
So this doesn't smell clean to you?
I wouldn't put it in that clean
Right.
category, but this is one I would definitely wear to work. It'd be a fantastic signature. You could
I
wear it day,
agree.
you could wear it
I
evening,
agree.
and no one else will smell like you.
That's amazing. I love it.
That's a fun.
I'm so glad you're sharing these with us.
So glad we found one you love.
Yeah, the pumpkin soup one, not so much now. The rose one, love it.
Yeah.
But this one is
Is
really
and like I
special.
said, that's why it had a huge dent. And the one I have the biggest dent in, this one I must say I've had a little bit longer than the
So
other
this is
one.
your top, this is your
This
number one.
and this is an Akigala wood.
Okay.
For Akigala wood lovers. This is Une Amourette,
Une Amourette.
which is sort of like a little brief
Oh.
affair, I think, in French. I'm not sure.
So a lot of these are slightly naughty names.
Yeah, a little. A little. This has got Akigala wood. I believe it has neroli.
Yes, I believe you're right.
It has
I can
neroli,
smell
and I
the
know a lot of people don't
neroli.
like neroli.
Not safe blind buy.
No. it's
I'm high
before.
on life. I'm starting to slur my words.
This one, I kind of sprayed it. I'm kind of like, okay. And as the day wore on, I was like, wow, this smells really good. And I could smell myself, like it performed
Oh, I
really
get
well on
you.
my skin.
Yeah.
And this gets compliments. Again, this is another one I wear to the office.
Yeah.
I believe it gives me an air of authority with my students.
Yeah.
I
can
feel
see
very
that.
put together with this one. That means like a
little
brief
tryst.
affair, a little tryst sort of thing. I believe. I hope maybe you have perhaps have viewers whose French is much better than ours. You're seeing 20-something years of Canadian French fly into action. Canadian School of French.
Except
with
she
us.
just has a stellar accent that I'm
And
kind
this
of
is-
jealous about.
And okay, so this is neroli, pink pepper, and cardamom. So that's that sweetness off the top
Yeah.
too, the pink pepper, I think. Iris, patchouli, and peach. We haven't had peach
Oh, I'm
yet
not
today.
getting any of the
No.
peach.
And then the base notes are Akigala wood, vanilla, absolute, and a paponax.
Okay.
So a little something, maybe a little bit balsamic almost.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah, I
not
get
it's not a
more
sticky
of a
sweet
balsamic,
vanilla.
and I get
Yeah.
that neroli big time.
Yeah.
But
the
I
neroli
think
and the
dry
Akigala
down.
wood. Yeah. And the Akigala wood is just what does it for me here.
I'm getting a bottle of that last one we
The,
talked about.
the La Fin du Monde. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. It's that good. And this one, like I said, this one I put it on, I was kind of like, whatever. And as the day where I remember I went to the train station and I could smell every time I turned, and I think it turned a few heads too,
Yeah.
like because it smells different too.
This one to me is very classy smelling.
Yeah.
It's put together, quite elegant. But the neroli to me, at least what I'm smelling here,
There's no
the
cleaning product.
No, but the neroli is definitely kind of the prominent star.
Okay, you're getting more than
Do
neroli.
you find that? Or
I
what do
get
you
the
find?
neroli. To me, it's the combination of that neroli and the Akigala wood.
Okay,
which
I
gives it
see.
that
Yeah.
brightness. It has a real
Okay.
brightness about it.
Right.
So I find it kind of uplifting
Yeah.
too, even though
Yeah,
it's so put
I
together.
agree.
Yeah, without being overtly sweet.
No, like what I like about all of these, like again, I find that a lot of designer, but even the niche stuff right now, everything that is super popular, like the
Yeah.
niche to me is no longer niche. It's mass appealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're niche houses, but they're not doing niche type fragrances.
Right.
In other words, something that's a little bit interesting, maybe outside the box, a little bit challenging. To me, these all fit in that outside of the box, a little bit challenging potentially, very unique and interesting, not necessarily mass appealing, but very intriguing and interesting. So people that really love fragrance, I think that this is a great house to check out because it's so different.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said,
Like,
and like
just
it's
for
relatively
fun,
affordable.
even. Yeah.
Just affordable, and like I said, everything smells a little different, a little outside the
Yeah.
box, but they're still very wearable. Like I said, these are office safe fragrances. A lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them we said this is like more of a special occasion fragrance. This is a little more out there, but like this, they're probably my most worn niche house. This and Une Nomade, I think, are my most worn niche houses, and maybe Olfactive Studio. Yeah, I've seen people do house reviews and stuff. I've never heard anybody talk about it. That's when I just found in my discovery set and took it out and wore it and went, wow, after 6 hours. I want to hear Maria's top 3 or top 4 here, maybe.
My top 3.
That's La Fin du Monde, the Iris one.
Yeah, so that is my number one.
Okay.
I love that. The next would be 500 Years.
Okay, the rose one.
Yeah, really love that rose. But it smells a little bit more old school. It's a little bit like it's a big rose fragrance.
It's a big rose fragrance. I don't see like a 20-year-old wearing that, although that would be very cool if she did. But it's I think it's you got to own that rose.
Yeah, exactly. Like to me, that rose could own you if you're not careful. Really like Team Suede or what was it? Clean Suede,
which used to be called Tom of Finland. So that's that sort of slightly gourmandy leather.
Yeah,
nice light suedey leather. Yeah.
So Jasmine and Cigarettes, I really love it too.
Yeah,
Jasmine and Cigarettes. That's this one.
Oh. What was
That's the Tom Finland.
That's Tom Finland. Okay, that smells a lot lighter and a lot softer now than it did at the beginning.
I really like it. This gives me a little bit of Liam by Latafa.
Okay, all right.
Or what's the actual fragrance?
Gris Chanel.
Yeah, it gives me that vibe. So Jasmine Cigarettes, Clean Suede, 500 Years, and then
La Fin du Monde.
La Fin du Monde. I love all of those. Like them. I kind of want them all in my collection.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that was a winner.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this finally. Hey?
Yes. I feel kind of embarrassed because she gave me the sample kit a year ago to try them all, and I didn't try them.
She tried to give it back to me. She's like, I just don't have time. I'm sorry. I have too many samples.
Yeah, and now I missed out. Yeah, really impressed. So I want you guys to tell us which are your favorite from this brand. How do you say it again?
Etat Libre d'Orange.
I love the way she says it. I just want her to speak like that all the time. It sounds so good. But anyway, tell me which ones you have tried, which ones you love. Please leave it in the comments. If you've tried these ones, please let us know what you think of them. Did you like them? Don't you like them? What are your favorites? I would love to know.
Yeah, what did we miss? We didn't go through the whole kit because we thought that would take like over an hour.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was great to be a guest on your channel.
Yeah,
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Love it.
Okay,
so have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
What are you talking about? Variations? I just said something in German. I don't want to edit that out. You did? What did you say? I said, how do you say? And I said it in German. Sorry. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. That was the sweetest little sneeze ever. I'm like, brace yourself. I'm going to sneeze. It was like a little puppy dog sneeze. Like a little tiny fart. It was so quiet. Me, I'm like, oops, I think I just sprayed your equipment. Way to go, Jasmine. Just screwed everything up. It's all over your finger. Me. There. This is Une Amourette. Une Amourette.